This is what it looks like right now. Let me tell you what. When I just had that fascia ripped out, I had a board hanging down over here and a board hanging down over there. I was disheartened because I was like, what in the world did I get myself into? But now that I see the trusses going up, the rafters rather, and these beams going up straight, I'm happy. I feel better. And when the roofers come, I'm gonna get them to re-roof this whole thing and put a roof on it rather than not re-roof it. They're gonna re-roof the house. This part up here looks bad because my stepdad ran into it with a moving truck. But that was 30 years ago. But when I get done, it's gonna look better. And just trying to get it ready for the roofer. I got 2 more days before the roofer comes, so hopefully I'll have the sheathing up there and those guys can put the roof up. I'm glad I got some help because I couldn't do this. It's 95 degrees today. It was 94 yesterday. No wind, no clouds. There's very little wind today, as you can see from the treetops. I'd love some wind right now. Nice cool breeze. But anyway, there's the plywood I pulled down. I'm going to reuse it. I'm not going to waste anything that I can reuse. And then we're going to screen this sucker in and have a nice cool place to sit in during the summer. I'm going to go to the hardware store today and I'm going to buy me a $119 fan that will move the air across me while I'm working. It is just ridiculously hot. But I'll give you an update on this as soon as I got to go to the hardware store and get some plywood and some more rafters. Yeah, them birds' mouths are a pain in the ass to figure out. But anyway, I'll be right back. Getting a new roof. And I hope they blow this stuff off. They got dirt everywhere. My other little project I didn't get done before they were here to put the roof on, so I'm going to have to roof it myself. But I thought I'd give you guys a peek. That's the back side. It was really noisy up front, so we just have a look and see. There was a fan there they took off, and then there were some square boxes on each end of the house that they took off for ventilation, and they're going to put in a ridge vent across there. Tell you what, you don't realize what your house really looks like until the roof is peeled off. I didn't get here in time to see the underlayment going, but apparently they took the fan off here and boxed it in. They took the box off there and boxed it in. And just above that wood there, right there on the roof, there was a leak. We had 1, 2, there was a leak over here, one over there. We had 4 leaks. And they had to replace plywood there. The people, it's funny, the same company, I guess they've got a deal going. That house over there is getting a new roof too. They had to replace a buttload of plywood on that roof. I think they must have had, like, all back on the side right in here was just replaced. They must have had more leaks than they thought. I hadn't seen that house re-roofed in 30 years at least. Of course, mine was done right after Hugo, and that was in '89, so yeah, that's how long that's been. But anyway, we gotta straighten this board out right here. My stepson put it up there a little crooked, so we're going to straighten that out, and I got to put a fascia board on the side over here. You can see right there where it's got to go. Whoop, right through there, and that's this board here. And I call it a fascia board, but it's the eave. And then I got to run some stringers across it like that to give it some support. And I'm going to have some stringers in here. Yeah, I was just too tired, and my two stepsons right here helping me, and they're lazy. Don't tell them I said that. See how you put these stringers in here? Give that support. That's what I got to do over there. But it's starting to feel better. It is starting to feel a lot better. It's nice and cool in here, under here right now, even though the roof is not done. The funny thing is that when you go into the laundry room, because the sun's not getting in here, the laundry room and the kitchen just feel dark, very dark. So, to me, that's just breeding room for spiders myself, but I guess we'll have to fix that. And they wouldn't do the shed back there, so I guess I'm gonna stick with the old roof that's on it. And I'll do the kitty's playhouse later. And I don't know if you can see that back there in the back. Those are my Kiowa blackberries. I picked a handful off there this morning, and man, they were good. You just have to wait until they get ripe. Most of them you get in the store aren't picked ripe. They're ripened in the bins, and then you basically eat green sour ass blackberries. But them blackberries were ripened on the vine, and they were delicious. I didn't get no blueberries. I mean, I got like 3 blueberries off my bush back there. Damn birds eat them all. Here's a new addition. I got me a Hayward pump and sand filter, and I hooked it up to my pool. It really isn't meant for this kind of pool, but I'm gonna make it work. In order to clean it, you gotta disconnect that pipe, hook the cleaning pipe up to it, and I stick it on the back of the backflow to keep it from leaking. But it's working great though. That's some clear water. Feels like it needs a little back washing. But you see the dirt in there where the kids were swimming this weekend. Just leave their stuff in there. Debbie's nieces. But man, that thing is crystal clear. It looks fantastic. I need to check the chemicals in it today. But anyway, yeah, I bought this here with saltwater system for $400. I'm going to sell the saltwater system because I don't need it. And yeah, this setup right here would have cost me $1,000 had I bought it brand new. And since it's a few years old, it'll last me for what I need, especially that sand filter. I did buy a new valve for this. It's regularly 100 and they found this in the pool the other day. I don't know where that came from. But anyway, this is regularly $125. I got one for $50 off of eBay, shipping included. And I don't know if you can see down in there, the seal is going bad, and it's very hard to turn. So I got to take this off and replace it. I bought the whole thing from here up. Just didn't come with that or that. $50 off eBay. This is my neighborhood. But anyway, just thought I'd give you guys a heads up on what's going on. I'm going to include this in the other video that I made about before and after. But yeah, there's the patio that I built. And eventually we're going to screen the whole thing in. I got those animals right there. That's the bird cage, that's a bird cage, and that's a squirrel cage. They're all coming out here on the porch once it's screened in. And we're going to have a door right here. Gibby's in the kitchen. So it kind of lines up with that one. This post is kind of in the middle of the door. as you can see, but we'll put a door right here, and I don't know, maybe there, who knows. But anyway, the rest of it will be screened in. Looks good. I'm gonna have to figure out how I'm gonna hook that board up there though. You can see it, there's a 2x4 in there. That's when my stepdad hit it with his truck. And this roof, you can see them rafters right there. How close they are to the edge of that bottom board, that 1x4. Well, wait a minute, yeah, right there. You come down here, you can see as you go along how it dips down from the roof line. You went from like 2.5 inches on that 1x4 down to like 1/4 of a damn inch down here. And the only thing I can figure is this is just either a bad roofing job or a bad brick job, one or the other. But anyway, it's time for lunch. You guys have a good day. Well, it's done. Got the roof done. Still got some trim work to do, but the roof is on. It's watertight. We went with the rolled roofing system, 2 layers, a base and a cap. Basically, the base was just like a rubber layer, and then the cap was like a shingle layer. Sorry, the lens keeps fogging up out here. It's really humid. We've had some crappy weather lately. I was lucky to get this done. I was putting it on yesterday, the last piece on yesterday in the rain, if you can believe that. But it's a bit disorganized right now. I got some projects going on out here. But I wanted to show you guys, just got to trim that piece off there and put some boards there, over there, and then I got to figure out how I'm going to vent this because it has to be vented for the roof. But as you can see, it's done. It's got a roof on it, watertight, so I have an area out here to work where it's not raining. Got to time the valves on this jewel here. Anyway, I just wanted to finish this off, show you guys the crap I had to put up with. As you see, somehow they got off with the trusses here, and I had to nurse a piece in here, and then down here where it was a transition to the hip roof, I had to nurse in a piece here. I'm still going to put a support board underneath these 2x6s. That'll do 2 things. That will support the 2x6s, and it'll give me something to attach this baseboard to, because this is just floating on top of the bricks. But it's sturdy, it's strong. I've been up there with my son. It held us. So it's done, and I'm glad it's done. I'll never do this again. We had a job downtown. Debbie was cleaning. This was left in the backyard, so we got us a nice little hammock here. Making another antenna. You've already seen me do it once, so I'm not going to bother you with that. And I don't know if you know what that is, but that's a project for another day. And just a little bit of a mess. Got to be organized. Grass needs to be cut. It's been raining for 2 weeks. It needs to be cut. But enough about that. I just want to show you the roof. Show you this done. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And I'll just explain for a little bit what this stuff here is anyway. It's like I guess they call it roll roofing, but it's really a system. It has, this is the cap, and it looks like a shingle, only it's sticky on the back. You peel this off, you lay it where you need it, and you just reach underneath there and grab it from the middle. and pull it off. Works real easy. You want to make sure that you don't, like where you have a layer where the bottom layer ends, you don't want the top layer to end there as well. You want it to end either above it or below it, so the next piece covers up that seam. You know, just like shingles. And you lay it where you need it, reach underneath it, grab the plastic and rip it off. Where it makes the transition from the roof to, from the shingles to the roofing system, the roll roofing, whatever you want to call it. I need to get up there. I'm gonna put some tar down and heat it up so that it'll stick to each other. Some blackjack, whatever you call it, some roof sealant, and just heat it up and smear it out along there. Make sure the shingles stick good to the roll roofing. Make sure the roll roofing sticks good. You know, in certain areas where it was like like it has a seam on the top part like that, you got to pull the plastic off of it, and then the roll roofing seam sticks to the bottom roll roofing, you know, the bottom piece, and the top piece is like overlapped by so much, so I have to make sure that's sealed so it don't leak. And where that's my cat. You put the drip edge on, you have to use this on the drip edge or it won't stick to the drip edge. That metal piece right there, that's the drip edge. You have to spray it with this. You can also get this in a gallon can in case you want to brush it on, or if you have areas that you want to seal up before you apply it, you can use that to brush it on. Yeah, see the wagon full of rain from yesterday? That hasn't been dumped once. But yeah, you spray that on the drip edge, and then you put down the base, which is, like I said, just a black elastic looking membrane. I don't think it's exactly rubber. I think it's some kind of an asphalt product, like a shingle is made out of. And then you peel off the back of it, and it sticks to the plywood in the drip edge, and you just layer it going all the way up. And they had the idea that you could use pieces, leftover pieces for square footage. I didn't want to do that. I wanted a whole piece, so they didn't overlap. You know, where it'd be more of a chance for a leak. And I just went and bought another roll. Cost me $100. It's like 90-something dollars a roll, and just made it one long continuous piece across the top, because otherwise I'd have had like 4 pieces across the top, and I didn't want 4 pieces across the top. So that's why I have 5 pieces of this, because I ended up with 5 rolls. I got one over there, and there's 2 over there, and there's another one somewhere. They're on the playhouse, in case you can't tell what that is. I'm actually going to put that on the playhouse to give it a roof, because it did have that blue tarp. We're going to clean it up and paint it for the girls, so when they come over they can play. I actually thought about using some of it for my shop, where the plywood is up at the top, just sticking it to the plywood. You see over here where I need to run the piece of plywood over there, just to the roof line, and then I got to make a transition to this roof line somehow. I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do yet, but definitely need to block that off so animals don't get up in there. I done had one squirrel die. He actually died in that area right above that middle part, right in there. And I had to take that vent that was in there out. That vent was actually right there in that hole, and reach up in there and pull his little fuzzy wuzzy bones out. Anyway, that's it guys, my battery's dying. Y'all have a great day.